My name is Nyoka Bingare from African Women Global Network. What we did during COVID-19 period in 2020, due to the rampant cases of GBV that were reported and some that were not reported, it was very difficult for people in the informal settlements to get access to justice. So our main focus was to offer mediation and to also offer legal awareness to people in the informal settlement. So what we as an organization did, we first conducted a research where we got the youth together who talked about the issues that they were going through. And this was done in Mukuru, Sinai, and Soweto in Kawa West, and Mathare in Kiamaiko. So what we did, we launched a program called A Just Future, and this is where we were able to bring the youth together, talk about legal issues, talk about our rights, and we also engaged youth in community activities. We also did the sports activities which we used as a way to entice the youth or to entice children to be able to find the legal information interesting. So we also created a library for the children, whereby we'd meet a group of children, maybe about 10, who would sit together and talk about rights, and we'd draft easier diagrams whereby they will be able to understand. It was during this time also that we were able to engage community leaders who actually spoke about their issues and what they wanted or looked forward to with the program that we had launched. During this time, we were able to meet with administrators in the community, because we had already gotten complaints from people that they were not receiving they didn't have very good rapport with probably the police and the community, some of the community leaders. So we were able, during our mediation forums, we were able to engage the leaders, and we were also able to find a way or a solution to them not being able to meet eye to eye. We did a research at the time on access to justice, and with this access to justice, we were able to gather information on what the challenges are, where the problem was, and what the community felt needed to be done for them as people living in the informal settlements, based on the fact that they were really affected by COVID, and to them, with the issues of GBV that were going on, and the fact that they were debating between buying food or filing a case in court. To them, it would be the only choice that they had was to buy food. So meaning that access to justice for them was not something that they were really looking into. So what we did, we partnered with law firms, and we also partnered with people who could offer mediation. And in a situation where a case could not be settled, then we'd have partners who are lawyers from different law firms who would take up those cases and take them and maybe run with them in courts. Also, the research paper that we did in 2020, it got the attention of the media, and while as we were finishing, it was presented in 2021 during the Legal Aid Conference that happened in Naivasha. I feel like the government needs to intentionally allocate resources for the youth. This comes in because while we were doing our legal awareness, most of the people didn't know so much about the law, and they didn't know about the policies that had already been developed or the policies that are being developed currently. And most of them would say that they've never heard of a certain law. So I feel like the government needs to allocate resources that are going to enable a mass youth participation, so that most of these youth so that information can be able to reach the youth. Also, the government needs to, in the process, they need to disseminate information to the youth. And by that, they need to be very intentional about it in terms of any law that comes out or anything that has been decided. They need to really intentionally put it out there for everybody to see it or everyone to know about it.